Okay, Emily on the Facebook page has asked, I'm also curious about words ending in K, like look, book, milk. Is there a rule about words ending in C? The answer is no, there is no rule. There's actually four different ways that you can spell the K sound. Okay, four, five. Yes, I think four. Okay. Oh, five. No, there are five. Okay, and I don't have these, of course, in any order of frequency. So we have k, s. This is k, two-letter k. This is ch, k, sh. This is an advanced phonogram, and it says k as in mosquito, and this is k. So we have five different phonograms that we could use to spell the k sound. And how do we know which one to use? We have to learn the word. So sometimes there are rules that will help us identify. For example, this one can only be used after a single vowel that says its first sound. So in the word milk, that was one of her questions, milk. Could I use this one? Absolutely not, because it's not after a single vowel. It's after a consonant. Okay, so I can't use that one. Could I use this one? Well, probably not. When it's this phonogram, when it says k, it's coming from Greek. And I don't know Greek, and I don't know all of the rules, but my what I'm finding is this tends to be at the beginning of a word or beginning of a syllable, but I'm not positive about that. If it were that, I would just have to learn it. This is an advanced phonogram, but when you're teaching milk, believe me, that hasn't come up yet. So these are our options. Those really are our options. In the word milk, could it be either one? Yes, it could. Now, how about the word lake? How about the word lake? Is there any rule that governs which one? Well, I can't use this one because it's not after a single vowel that says its first sound. It's saying a, not a, so I can't use that. Again, this is when this says k, it's coming from Greek. Lake, I don't believe, is a Greek word, so it wouldn't be used there. This is an advanced phonogram, which is used in much higher level vocabulary. So I'm down to, again, to just these two. This one I cannot use in this word. Why not? Because what happens to this phonogram when I put an E behind it? The A needs the E. A says A because of the E. So I have to have an E there. The moment I put an E behind this, it changes to the S sound. So I have to use that phonogram. This phonogram replaces this when there's an E behind it, and when we would or an I or a Y, and we would normally get this changing to its second sound. So yes, there are ways that our rules work together to sometimes predict and tell us why we have to use one phonogram or other than as opposed to other ones. But sometimes you just have to learn it, like the word critique. Okay, why is that the first k in critique? The first k sound is the most common. C usually says k. Okay, but then here, this is the advanced phonogram k. So why is it there? Well, I'd have to probably go back, and this is probably coming from Latin. And so it's bringing in that Latin spelling, and that's why I have that one there. So I have to know the history of the word. I just have to learn it. When do I use which phonograms? So Emily, I hope that answered your question. Is there a rule, and you're familiar with the CK rule, the k, two-letter k. The thing about that rule is that rule only tells us the situations when that phonogram can be used. It doesn't say, oh, that's the phonogram you have to use. The rule is k, two-letter k, used only after a single vowel that says a, I, a. So it can be after, it can only be when it's after a single vowel, and the single vowel has to be saying its first, or the way many of us learned how to read and write short sound. So for the word clock, here you have a single vowel. It's saying its first sound, and so there we go. We're allowed to use that phonogram. I already showed you milk. How about the word beak? the bird had quite the beak. Can't use it there because this is not a single vowel. Okay, now here's an example where it fits our situation. Sorry. It fits the situation. Here's the single vowel. It's saying its first sound, but we're not using that phonogram. That's because this word, it uses the C. It doesn't mean we have to use that just because all the situations are in place. It just means those situations have to be in place or we can't use that one. So that's sometimes a confusion about that phonogram.